gardening is your passion, digging in the soil is your pleasure, and growing your own food is your mission, we've got a lot in common. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, including yours truly, with The Gardener magazine, filled with the latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips. Available from leading retailers or online at thegardener.co.za. From cover to cover, it's gardening at its best.
The Gardener Masterclass is proudly brought to you by Stark Airs, the foremost African commercial and home gardening specialists of globally sold premium seed and innovative gardening solutions, growing together for a sustainable future. And the Gardener and Detainee magazines. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's chaos back here in the studio in KZN. Why? Well, like half an hour ago, the electricity went gone. Quickly rushed to the office, get the, what's that thing called, generator, run cables everywhere, you know. Yeah, no, it's been a circus. But circus is good, guys. It's been crazy. I don't know about you, but life has been, I don't know, I felt like I've been in like a dishwasher or something. Maybe one of those speed queens. Yeah, one of those. Yeah, they're god. And I've been in there, you know, when you sometimes put your tackies in and you hear that noise, ka-donk, drives me mad. I know. But I've kind of felt like that. And then somebody opens it in mid-spin. That's me. But it's been lovely. We love it. We thrive on chaos. It feeds my soul. Although the madness, I don't know where, but I just blame my forefathers, so it's fine. And I take the fifth. But yeah, it's been a bit mad. What's happened in the last few weeks? Gosh. I hope you saw the video on my Facebook page, which was where I was bestowed with an orchid, a Cattleya, which is, she's the most beautiful, gorgeous woman, sexy, stunning, with these little pink bits, almost cerise, and yeah, just completely stunning, and the most amazing fragrance. And believe it or not, about in 2015, when we were shooting the program at Plantea, who are the growers and breeders of this orchid, whilst we were filming the TV program, we actually pollinated and made that orchid. And all these years later, there it came. It's lovely. It really is beautiful, and it is indeed. It's a great honor, a great honor. It was my birthday this week. What day was that? That felt like 2 weeks ago. Tuesday was my birthday. Lots of spoils, tea, cake, lots of gifts. Dogs even gave me presents. I got slippers and I got pajama pants from the dogs. Very well chosen. I did get 2 pajama pants because when you really like something, much like a plant, you can't buy one. Not one. Probably should have got 3 because that's a better number. Anyway, guys, it has been a bit crazy, but all of it is good. It's beautiful days. Early May days are really fantastic. It's raining a little bit in the Cape. Yes, I know you got some gentle rain. Hallelujah. And KZN has been relatively stable. Gauteng, still a bit hot, But the coolness is coming, guys. The change is there. The change is there. And today we are specifically talking about now and the winter tasks that you need to be doing. So let's see who's here with us. Renee, good morning. Daphne, thank you. Yes, she is a beauty, isn't she? Jennifer's here. Good morning from Montclair. Terry Lee, good morning. Good morning. Tyrese, good morning. Tyrese Amana from a lovely sunny Joburg. Yeah, I'm going to be there early next week. Kathy, good morning from a warm Lone Hill. Tanya, good morning. Haley from Rand Park Ridge. Ooh, Lifestyles round the corner from you. Nice garden center. I can't go there without buying plants, and then I got to put them on the airplane and like decant them in the drop-off zone by the car hire place, and it's madness. And dig in the rubbish bin to get some plastic bags so that I can put the plants in. True story. But yeah, Lifestyle's great garden center. Laurette, good morning from Great Bruck River. Renata, good morning from the Windy City, PE. Lots of love and wishes. Sarufu, good morning. Elsa from Tshwane, nice to have someone there from Tshwane. And there is, who else do we have? Let's go and have a look here. Lynn, good morning from PE. Fran, good morning. Fran's up the hill, in Hilton, just up the hill. And Aldina, good morning. Shamin, good morning. Shanley, good morning. Well, guys, you are here. We are ready to rock and roll. We've got a lot to get through. And, you know, there's this thing like, it's getting colder, you start hibernating. No, it's completely the opposite for gardening, guys. It is so completely the opposite. We have to get in there and do the tasks now to reap the rewards. And out of all the times in gardening, I find that this time of the year is my busiest. Weekends aren't enough, so we're gardening in the evenings, or we're trying to sort things out and there's just lots to do. And it's a great thing. It really is a great thing, because some of us think, well, the winter's coming, get the soups ready. No. You can have the soup later, but with Tabasco sauce, of course. But you've really seriously got to get out there. And we're going to go through a whole lot of these things. We're going to punch them through to you so that you get it. And remember, if you can't remember it, don't bother about writing it down. You can always just go back to this and watch it again. And those of you who are joining us a bit later, welcome to all of you. And a huge thank you for joining us. Right. So what do we plant now? In fact, for me, it is one of the most stable times where I know we're not going to have 5 days of mist and 17 days of rain, and the garden really performs. It truly just performs. And the plants that we put in now will last us right through the winter, into spring and into early summer, and some of them will just carry on. So what are they? So let's just have a look. So this is one of my newbie favorites. Guys. And I saw a picture of this in one of the catalogs, you know, like coming soon. And I love it. But first of all, I have to say I'm quite, I know I can be a snob with some plants. I know. And a kufia is one of them. Kufia, those little white things, and you get the little pink one, and there's one called cocktail. Cocktail I don't mind. But believe it or not, this is a kufia. It's a kufia called, I think it's sweet butterfly or sweet petite, but you'll see it. I mean, you'll see it now at your local garden center. And so I got some of them and popped one or two in the front beds. And I mean, look at that flower. The pink with this purple is outstanding. It's a nature explosion. And what I love about it is that very often when you are at a garden center and you're looking for something in between, not low and flat, you're looking for just that in between. Because this guy in the garden right now has got up to about this height. Spectacular, full, lovely. And when it's had its flushed, when it starts going over, all you do is give it a little haircut round about there, just about halfway down. So that for me is a winner, an absolute winner. Others that you need to look out for now are the beautiful indigenous yimps. These are nemesias. Nemesias are a beautiful soft perennial. I love them. And the fragrance is called aromatics, and you can see why it's called aromatics. And they come in wicked colors. These are the palers, the white. This is almost, what do you call this? Like a dusty pink with a little yellow lip. But there are some crazy ones, like Fruity Tooty, which is bright. It's got a bit of red in it, a bit of yellow, a bit of orange. They are crazy, but I love them for filling in gaps, popping into a pot, or even a hanging basket. And look at what's to come. That's what you look for when you're buying a plant. So nemesias for me are fantastic. Same thing as that little kufia that I spoke about. When it starts going over, a light haircut, not hard. If you prune it hard, it will perish, die, go to heaven, compost heap in the sky. So a light pruning, and then it will come away again for you in the next few weeks. So that is an absolute win. Oh, here's the yellow. Oh, look, Mummy, look. Isn't it gorgeous? And the bees just love it. The bees just love the little nemesias. And if you really look deep into them, they're almost like a little snapdragon flower. Completely beautiful. I love them at this time of the year. Okay, what else? Now, this is early season. And early season, you're going to see them available. And some of you would have been smart enough to plant these in your gardens last year or the year before, and they are still going on, guys. These are osteospermums. Now, this one is called Serenity, one of the new colors. And isn't it, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? If you look underneath. But that is sunshine. Who could have a dreary winter? And look in the inside. Mason, get right in here. Look at the color of the inside. It is deep. Wait, I'm coming to you. Something's not happening here. Wait now. Mason, I want you to look at that. Look at that blue. It is, I'm going to just turn it so we can pick up the blue. There, when I turn the angle there. It is a purpley blue in there. And it's a color, it's like ultraviolet. And then as it matures, so all the little yellow pollen stamens then start emerging. It is wicked, it is gorgeous. And this plant for me, well, all osteos, because osteos are indigenous, okay? Indigenous from the Eastern Cape right down into the Western Cape. They're a perennial, so it will last in your garden. You buy them small like this, but don't be deceived with the size, because it will get that big and it will at least get 60 centimeters. Beautifully mounded, and they will go on for the next year and for the next year. And the same applies. After flowering, a light pruning, and Bob's your uncle. One now. Okay, love them. All right, next up. You know I love salvias. And salvias, if you prune them, when I told you in the last masterclass a few weeks ago, if you'd pruned them and they were looking a bit scraggly, and they'll be coming away now, but this is a new one that I'm putting into my garden, and it's called Rose Fuchsia, or Fuchsia Rose, whichever way it is. And there's another one that's similar out there, which is called Rocking Fuchsia. Oh, sweet. No wonder why the sunbirds love it. No wonder why. Oh, but look at this color. Look at that amazing color. That is just spectacular. Spectacular. So plant them, because they go all the way through your winter. When they start getting a bit scraggly, a good haircut, a good feeding, and away they go. So do look out for these, please. Please. Another one that is looking fabulous now, and this is another one of those tough perennials that you plant And once you've got it, you will have it. This is a beautiful daisy, Michaelmas daisy. It's an old-fashioned daisy. It's called Daisy May. What a lovely name, hey? Daisy May. It's a Shasta, that's right. It's an old Shasta daisy. And the Shastas are typical. They have the low growth here, low green growth. They divide and they'll form big clumps, guys. You'll have to get in there like next year or the year after with a big garden fork and pull these guys out. That they flower now, autumn, early winter, bang, masses, prune them back down, and away they come again. I love them, love them, love them. Okay, now as well, guys, spectacular, miniature tea bushes. Miniature tea bushes. This little guy is called cherry brandy, and what I love, and I'm going to lay this beauty down like this. Cherry brandy as a tea bush, beautiful burgundy foliage, flowers, early winter now, will flower again in spring for you, and is a permanent shrub. It is there for you and will not get more than 60 centimeters, so nice, kind of like that in between. But what I do want to show you is this. So if you're going to try and be a little bit creative in the garden, then think about that. Get a cherry brandy, put a little Daisy May somewhere, whoop, whoop, easy tiger, somewhere over there in front of it, or as you're going towards the garden bed, sit. I need Barbara Woodhouse. Sit. You remember her. Okay, so there we've got white, which will show off that beautiful burgundy foliage. And then, just because we need something in the front just to pick it up, what about that lovely little nemesia? Oh, it's so nunu. Now there's a lovely combination for you guys. A really nice combo that will give you color right throughout. And just because we can, and we always do want to like just edge you to the other side, I'm going to show you here. I'm actually going to show you this here, because for those of you that live in the drier areas now, so what am I talking? Gauteng, KZN coastal belt, Mpumalanga, where we are not getting a lot of rain, this is the time when you need to put your petunias in. And I know this guy's only got one flower, but this is one of the waves. They are the wave petunias, and this will be amazing. Beautiful mounded, edge of the bed, put it in pots, put it in hanging baskets. It's a winner. It's beautiful. Okay, right. So lots to do, lots to plant, and we're going to get to some others. Gosh, quickly, Mason, come over here. Let me show you these. The little carnations, and guys, these have come back with an absolute bang. And it's one of those old-fashioned plants that somehow just resonate with me. And remember, when you see grey foliage, you know that it's going to be quite a toughie, okay? Grey foliage, not too much water. They're also known as pinks. They're also known as pinks. So low, compact, beautiful little flowers, tight rose-like. So there's pinks, there's this, what do we call this? Coral. Oh, that's the color I've been trying to remember. Coral, as well as this deep pink. But guys, this is only like the tip of the iceberg. You pop along to your local garden center and you will see a whole lot more colors. But these are the ones that are going into my garden. But I mean, look at it. It is just too nunu. I mean, that is like a little bouquet. Isn't that gorgeous? They are too beautiful. And of course, edible flowers. Edible. Yep. Edible. You see them in those salad packs that you buy. Got you. Yes. Okay, right. And of course, it's pansy time and viola time. And in fact, let's go across that way, because I want to show you these little guys, which are just spectacular. But before I get there, stay right where you are. Let me just check. I see there are a few questions. Tea bushes don't survive. Okay, Renee. I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. And it's much like when people try, and you know, tea bushes. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I have to go like off left here quickly. Tea bush is part of the family. It's called Leptospermums. It's also the tea tree. So the tea tree that we use for medicinal is all part of that greater family. Those it's all part of that family. And why am I telling you this? Well, I'm telling you this because tea trees, when they are established, like a protea, when they are established, where they originate from, fires can go through them. Fires, snow. Yeah. So why does it die in my garden? They die for the following reason. A tea tree, Leptospermum, when you crush it, oh, there's that fragrance. Oh, it's lovely. But look at the foliage. There's only one word to describe it. It's taai in Afrikaans. It's quite prickly and very small leaves. And the problem that happens, everybody says to you when you buy it, oh, this is a very tough shrub. Don't overwater it. Yes, don't overwater it because you're going to kill it. But the other side of the coin is that Leptospermums, the same as any of your proteas, fynbos, any of that, when they are dry, their leaves do not droop. Their leaves don't droop because they are so rigid and tough. So it's not like an impatience that's like, hello, I need water. No, they don't do that. And you think it's fine. But the next time you go in a week's time, to go and water it and you touch it, all the leaves fall off. So upon planting, to at least a month, okay? A month and a half. Guys, please, I want you to make sure that you are watering it every third day at least. And I promise it will survive. And then as it gets established, so you can then wean off the watering, and then you don't need to even worry about it. Okay, right. Let's get back to this beauty over here. Beautiful little violas. Guys, get them, plant them now. You can plant them right through the winter season. This little one here, I love it. It's a sorbet. This is a little viola. Isn't she cute? Called sorbet lavender pink. So it comes in all these different pink shades. Remember, all you've got to do is deadhead, okay? Here's one on its way. Finished flowering. Thumb and forefinger all the way down, okay? All the way down. Nip it off. That's deadheading. Just do that. Give it some plant food, a liquid plant food. Use something like this. Nutrisol. Guys, give it a good shake. Good shake. Follow the instructions. This lid is actually the measuring cup, so you don't need to run away and look for anything. It's actually the measuring cup. Put it into some water, and as you're watering normally, so you're also feeding it. Okay, right. Next. Oh gosh, I know. Just come look. Look closely. So, in the subtropics, and in Gauteng, where we are not getting a lot of rain now, this is the time to plant petunias, guys. If you want petunias in your garden, then you plant them now. This one is called Circus Sky. Look at the colors. So, look at that. There. And then maturing. Isn't it amazing? And petunias have the most beautiful fragrance. They have the most insane fragrance. Circus Sky is amazing. And stay there. And the other one is called Night Sky. Look at it. I mean, come on. How is this possible? Look at that. See? How is that possible? Same plant. Different faces. I love it. Just love it. Okay, so that's going to keep you busy with what to plant now. Other things that I want you to do. Guys, let me just move this here so I've got a wee bit of space for myself. Other things that I want you to do now is make sure that you lift your mowing height, okay, because your lawn's going to slow down, so lift your mowing height, And now that you're only mowing once a week or once every 10 days, send that lawnmower in for a quick service. All right? Yes. Get the blade sharpened, oil change, all of that. Change the blade. Make sure you do that. Plant the last of your bulbs. If you've still got some in the fridge, get them out. Okay? Plant the last of your bulbs because you will be rewarded later. I still got to plant these. Come on. I still got to plant these. I'm running out of weekends. Will petunias survive in the Northwest Province? Absolutely. Yes, they will. So you're very cold near the Vaal River. So, guys, important, if you're going to have be in a frost zone there. So please, you need to protect them. So put them in pots, put them in a hanging basket, lift them off the ground so that they can stay protected. And use frost cover, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit later, but this is the stuff that you always should have. Frost cover that you pick up from your local garden center, and remember, all you do is, and those plants that you know are sensitive to frost, tuck them in. Do that. Be prepared, and keep an eye on your weather app, whichever one you use. Guys, tools. Oh, here's Tian. Hello, where have you been? Love of my life. It's a very beautiful looking man, this. Tian, recommend winter annuals to plant, what? Around your roses. Right, Alison, where were we? Alison, Tian, either sow the seeds or get them in little 6-packs or buy them like this. Primulas, beautiful. Little gypsophila, fantastic. Use those nemesias that I told you about earlier. Violas, pansies, calendulas, bokbijvijgies, namaqualand daisies. Gaan bos, jong. Just go wild. They fantastic. I mean, it's like a boo of colors. All right. Next thing, in terms of what you should be doing now, folks, tools, the tools of our trade. Yeah, I know, we work them hard, we neglect them. Some of them get rusty. Some of them are held together with wire. So what I want to show you very, very quickly is kind of take stock. So, and it's good to do this anytime during the winter. Take stock of them because you're going to be doing all your planting. Then you're going to be sitting back, feeding, deadheading, and all of that. So the way that we do it is in here, okay? In here is just a bit of river sand. But you'll see the river sand slightly different color. And all we do is in the river sand, we add either a little bit of cooking oil or a little bit of this all-in-one oil, okay? All-in-one oil, pop it in here, mix it into the river sand, because then, once you've cleaned your tools, yes, and you put it back in here, they'll never rust. Okay, yeah. So you have a couple of these buckets all around, and it's a pretty cool storage. So you'll never have to go digging and crapping in the back of the garage, behind the car, and behind the old dustbin bag or whatever. Just keep your tools in this. And if they do have any rust marks, so if your tools do have any rust mark, one of the quickest, easiest ways, guys, is one of these little block, a block sander. And they're nice and fine, so you can just give them a little rub and a bit of fine steel wool. Now, there we go, a bit of fine steel wool. And there we go, look at it, it's a brand new second hand. And then from there, you can oil it a little bit. And then from there, straight into there. And you're good to go. Okay, so nice and easy, folks, other things that I want you to do, please, and this is important. If you've got any citrus, whether it's in pots or whether in the garden, I want you to feed them now, because a lot of our citrus is the winter fruiting. So they probably have got flowers on them. They might even have some small fruit on them. So you've got to look after them. So it's a deep watering once a week. Deep watering and a feeding. Now, when we come to feeding, you know we've got a thing called the drip zone. Okay, so think that I am the lemon tree. Yeah, I am a lemon, okay? This is my stem, all right, and here are my leaves. All right, isn't there a song about that? I can't remember, I was very bad at that. No, not just a, there's a nursery school. It's a teapot. It's a teapot. Oh, and this is my spout. Right. Never mind. I think I missed that lesson. ADHD, EF. Maybe I was cleaning the fish tank. Okay, so here's the stem. Here are my leaves. From wherever the leaves are, the furthest branch, up to here, up to the stem. This is called the drip zone, all the way around, and that's where the roots are of your fruit tree. So when you put your fertilizer down, you literally want to put it from there all the way to here. Yeah, not just around it there, all the way there. And what you can use is something like this. Guys, take a quick peek over here. Use Organic 315. Remember, the 5 at the end is your potassium. The 5 at the end, potassium. So we've got nitrogen, phosphate, potassium. What does potassium do? Potassium gives you fruit and flowers. Okay. So sprinkle it around, give it a good watering. What else you could use is something called Carnock. You know the guys who supply most of the agricultural fertilizer across South Africa. These guys, have a look at your local garden centre. Carno, shrub, flower and fruit. Okay, you use very small amounts of this, guys. Very small amounts. Please read the packet, the instructions, or else you're going to be wasting. All right, this is a premium fertilizer. It's like Ferrari. I say, do you want the Uno? Do you want the Corolla? Or do you want the Ferrari? This is the Ferrari. Okay, right. Okay, and Ferraris go fast, baby. They go fast. Okay, and the last thing, guys, please, on your to-do list is remember to mulch. Mulch, mulch, mulch. That's all the leaves that are falling, that you're fighting with. Don't fight with them. Embrace them. Blow them onto the garden beds. Put them in black bags and make leaf mold. If you want to know how to make leaf mold, go and have a look on the Builders YouTube channel, how to make leaf mold. All right? And you will find out how to create golden magic for your garden. It's beautiful stuff. Okay. And feed the compost heap. It's time now. Feed the compost heap. Because you've got all those leaves, you've got to use them. And mulch your garden beds because it protects your soil, it maintains temperature, especially if you're in the colder areas. It's so important, and it's such a simple garden task that could really turn you from that gardener to a Ferrari gardener. Know what I'm saying? All right. So we're not neglecting the veggie garden, because now, guys, is probably, and I'm going to come across there, if you are in the subtropics, coastal belts, anywhere, and even if you are in a frost zone, but especially on the coastal belts, and you have battled with your veggie garden, guys, then let's try it again. Because this time of the year, when the temperatures are milder, it is one of the best times to start a veggie garden. It really, really is. And how to do that, I'm going to show you very, very quickly. But this is really a bit of a trick. And I'm going to say it's a trick before I break something. I'm going to say it's a hack because, guys, it really is. And if you've got a smallish garden, if you're worried about space, if you've just got a patio, if you don't want a big veggie garden, to grow subsistent vegetables, then this is a real option. And I've got a little wooden box here. It doesn't have to be this. It could be an old trug. It could be an old bath. It could be an emmer. It could be truly anything as long as it can hold soil. The other thing is if you're on frost areas, guys, if you're on frost areas and you want to plant some veg that are going to be slightly susceptible to the frost, although I'm going to give you a long list of what is not, then this is a great option. Why? Because you're lifting it off the soil. Number 2, you can control it. And how do we do this? So whatever you've got, we need some weed guard. Okay, that's the stuff that you buy on the roll. Weed guard, cut a little piece, put it in here, line it. All right, you line it, and then you use your favorite DIY gardening tool. Stand back, baby. I really am shooting. But I'm not shooting anybody. Anyway, you do it like this. You just put it in there. You see, like there. Yes, there. That's how you do it. You do not shoot any neighbors or friends. So take your staple gun, just line it over there, and then remember the weed guard will keep the soil there. It'll stop it from falling through any holes if there are any holes. And you are going to use a good potting soil. Now the potting soil, guys, you can control. If it's a good quality, you are good to go. And this is beautiful. And look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. So you put your potting soil in, and we make this very, very easy for you. We really do, because then what you're going to do is take whatever seeds you want to sow. Now, we're not going to show you how to sow them because we've done that a million times. But what I am going to tell you is what you can sow now. So what I want you to do is sow your seeds into these little containers. Of course, you could use egg boxes. You could make your own. And to sow them, you are going to use some palm peat, okay? Palm peat. And you're going to sow them directly in here. Sow them, germinate them, let them get to 4 or 5 leaf stage. Right. From there, you are then going to pop them straight into here. Yeah, from there to here. No. Okay, easy. Those that are climbing, 3 sticks in the middle, make a teepee, put your sweet peas on here, grow your climbing beans. The world's your oyster. Yes. The world is your oyster. And when that season is over, then literally you just keep on going. So what can we put in? Climbing beans, great for the areas, those areas which are frost-free. It's a great time to use them. Oh, and by the way, if you have been unsuccessful with growing tomatoes, especially if you live in the tropics, subtropics, coastal belt, then do it now. I guarantee you success. Why? Because there's less humidity. Tomatoes during the summer months in the rainy areas, it's just a disaster. Okay, other things that we can be doing now, that we can be sowing now. Guys, I'm going to go through this very, very quickly. Have a look here. Chives, spring onions, lettuce, rape. This is the giant English. Also yummy to eat is like a stir fry. Cauliflowers, cabbages, broccoli, all of those. Brussels sprouts, Swiss chard, the colored Swiss chard, baby cabbage, beautiful colored rainbow mix carrots, radish, whichever variety you're wanting, and that is about it. So, you're going to need 10 boxes. Okay, so make your choice wisely. And if you don't have space, because I know some of you don't have space, and you're going to say, well then, what do I do now? I can't even do a box. Well, guys, there are other options. If you're wanting to grow your own, instead of having to buy them from those shops in those little polystyrene packets or little polystyrene containers that you only use a handful of, and then the rest you throw away, because when you do remember to go back to the fridge to look for them, they have got a lovely mycelium mold growing on them. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Sprouts. So grow your own, whether they are broccoli. I mean, there's alfalfa here. There's radish, which is a daikon radish. It's like the options are endless. And these are truly amazing. And you can literally do that just on your kitchen windowsill. So that's growing your veg. And remember, because you've raised it, you can control it. You can look at it. You can water it. You can fix the soil. And of course, you are going to mulch, okay? You are going to mulch. Here's some beautiful leaves that are in the composting process. And this, you are going to put around once you've planted out your little seedlings. Okay, comprendo. Yeah, yes, got you. Okay, I got a frog in my throat because I'm talking too fast. And now I'm probably going to choke myself. Right. Guys, the next thing we're going to get to is, what are we going to grow? What are we going to make? What are we going to make our own? How are we going to make more? So hang tight, because we're heading to Sow and Grow. How fast was that? Right. Okay, guys, it's time now where you are going to make your own hardwood cuttings. Yeah, make more. Because now going into the early winter is the best time to take hardwood cuttings. What are we talking about when we say hardwood cuttings? It's very simple. I'm going to go through a list for you and show you what they are. And if you are looking for hedging plants, if you're looking for permanent shrubbery, if you're looking for plants that will be in your garden forever, ever and a day, and I mean 30, 40 years, this is the list. Viburnums, great for hedging. Fantastic. Which is this over here. Okay, so I'm just going to take them out of water. Okay, so it's lovely viburnums. Make the most amazing hedge, evergreen, can cope with the frost, can grow on the coast. Where it gets really, really cold, these guys even perform. Okay, it gets a pretty much an insignificant flower, but to hide the neighbors, winner, chicken dinner. Fantastic. All right. The others that you can take cuttings of now are Nandinas. This is the Nandina domestica, which is lovely and tall and narrow, also called the sacred plant, or sometimes, even called the prostitute plant. But I'll tell you why a little bit later, or maybe next masterclass. And in the meantime, I'll leave you hanging. All right. The other one, which I really love, is Raphiolepis. And Raphiolepis is part of the rose family, clusters of pink flowers. And of course, now that we're talking of rose family, you can also take hardwood cuttings of roses. Okay, so how do we do it? It's very easy. And you really don't need a lot of space, and you can grow it yourself. So first of all, we need something like this. Next up, we're going to do the following. So I have got some normal river sand here. All right, this is just river sand. And what we do is, it is 3 parts. 1, 2, 3 parts of river sand. Okay, so if it's a scoop that I'm using, it's 3 of these. You kind of get it, to 1 part of palm peat. Remember, palm peat is the stuff that we use to germinate seeds, and it looks like this when it's in a block. All right, looks like this. You pop it into water, and you know the story from there. When you've popped it into water, this is what it ends up looking like. Ooh, yummy. It's lightweight. It's pH neutral. It holds water, but it also drains exceptionally well, which is perfect what we need for hardwood cuttings. Okay, so I'm going to need a bit more than this. So I'm going to go like this, like so. 1, 2, 3. Don't lose count, Tanya. 3, 4. Okay, and I'm going to do like so. Okay, and you're going to see the mixture that we want to end up with. We want a well-draining, exceptionally well-draining mixture, because remember, we are putting cuttings in here that have got a hard outer cambium. What is that? The hard outer bark. And we need to be aware of that, because if we use a mixture that doesn't drain very well, what is going to happen is that, and it holds too much moisture, that bark on the outside, that hard outer bark, will actually rot, all right, which is not what we want. So a good mix, and let me show you what it's going to look like. All right, so mix it in nicely, and this is our mix. Okay, look at that there. Ooh, voila, nice. Okay, all mixed in beautifully. All right, so now you'll notice I haven't. Imagine these were still on the bush, okay, on the plant. But obviously I can't run off and leave you like standing here. So when you do take your cuttings, guys, have this prepared first. Make your mix first. Get that ready first. Then you go out to the garden and pick them. If you are going to have to wait a while, just pop them in some water. Remember, the quality of and the freshness of these, of your material, is going to determine hugely the success. Very, very much so. So what I'm going to do here is, I've got a viburnum, and I'm going to take a Raphiolepis. So pretty simple now. We're going to do the following. I have got just a little pot. Guys, you can use anything. You can use a plastic bag. You could use an ice cream dish, as long as it's got lots of holes. This over here, we want good drainage. We see we've got nice holes, so we've just cut up a little bit of shade cloth, little squares, and I just pop them over the holes, and it works beautifully. It keeps the soil in, and it doesn't allow my beautiful mix to go running off somewhere. And we're just going to add in our mix. All right, perfecto, just enough. Okay, and right, get it nice and level. Don't firm it down too much. Just get it level. Okay, now, in terms of prep, I'm going to pop this over here. How do we do these cuttings? Don't be scared. First off, don't be scared, be confident. Shoulders back, own it, okay? Attitude. Okay, so this is Raphiolepis. Now, once you've taken the cutting, the first thing I want you to do is I want you just to remove the top soft growth, okay? Top soft growth, get rid of that. Top soft growth, see here on the viburnum, get rid of it. That we are not using. We are going to be using anywhere below that, which is on this year's growth, current year's growth. How do we know the difference? You will see it as you follow it down the stem, so the stem will get darker and thicker. We're looking for stems that are about a pencil thickness, okay? Pencil thickness, all right? And on this, and it's very, very evident with the, where are you? It's very evident on Nandinas, because this is red, and anything below this will be a lighter brown or even a darker brown. But you can see you've got fresh growth here, so it's the tips that we're going to be removing. Okay, so once you've done that, you are then going to now, guys, this is where it can go south. Okay, so before you do anything else, you're going to take it and you're going to cut these up above a node. What is a node? So there's a leaf. Okay, there's a leaf. Above the leaf is what we call a node. And this, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to cut at a 45-degree angle. And they're going to be about 10 to 15 centimeters long. Now, don't get a tape measure out. It's not worth it. Okay? And you're cutting them at an angle. And I'll tell you why we're doing it at an angle. 45. Okay, so there they are. I'm not going to bother doing this guy. All right, at a 45. Okay, so there it is. We've still got leaves on, so we know which is up and down. Yeah. The bottom ones, guys, the bottom ones now, just by the node, okay, just by the node, flat, flat, okay, same, flat, and flat, because now you remove the leaves. Some people will leave 2 leaves on or 3 leaves. Either way, they'll be okay. Why have we done that? Because the one that I removed the leaves, cowabunga, which way do I plant you? Okay, so angle on the top. Why do we do an angle on the top? We do an angle on the top so that if a water droplet lands on it, it will run off. Okay, it'll hit it and it'll run off, which will stop it pooling and creating a disease. If it was flat, water sits. Water will sit and pool and cause rot, stem rot. Okay, so up and down. Right, got it. Next step is the following. Now, guys, this is all important because this is why some of you don't get the success that you want. And it's very, very simple. You want a little container like this that's got a bit of water in, and you want one of these. Now, you've got to keep all 3 of them in your potting shed, in your garage, all the time. This is called Dana root, guys, and they're called 1, 2, and 3. You see, there's the number 1. Where's 2? Where are you? Oh, 1, 2, 3. They're in the right order. 1, 2, 3, this is Dana root. And what this is a type of plant auxin. An auxin stimulates root growth and different activities within the plant. They're fundamental for different areas of growth. And this is a rooting hormone, guys. It's a rooting hormone. Different percentages have been used in 1, 2, and 3. 1 is for softwood cuttings. 2 is for semi-hardwood. 3 is for hardwood cuttings. And what this does is it stimulates rooting. So on a plant, near its root zone, there's a root cap, okay? The root cap. And the root cap is normally very concentrated with certain plant hormones and growth hormones. And it's those that they've extracted. Quite fascinating. It's those that they've extracted and bottled and preserved, which is right in here, that stimulates root growth. Ha! Okay, we want 3. Okay, because we are doing hardwood cuttings. Now, I do not dip this into here. We just empty a little bit into a container. Why do we do that? Because, guys, say, for instance, we were doing roses. Typical, full of diseases, roses. And say that rose had a disease. And we're taking it, and I'm dipping it merrily into my bottle. And as I'm doing it, I am recontaminating and contaminating my entire little bottle of Dina root. Not a very clever idea. Okay, so you always decant. Always decant. Then you do the following. You're going to take it. You're going to dip it into some water, right? And you're going to cover the base. Look at that. Whew. Concentration. Lovely. Beautiful. And at this point, you can either take a little pencil. I don't know if you're going to get in here, Mason, to have a look, and you can make a little hole. Okay. Pop that little guy in, and you want to put him at least 5 centimeters deep. At least. Okay. At least. All right. And then just give him a little squeeze. You know, a little squeeze, and you do exactly the same thing. So here it is. Thank goodness I know which is the top and I know which is the bottom. Hallelujah, amen. Dip, 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 dip. And when you're putting them next to each other, guys, no closer. They must be 5 centimeters apart. Please do not put them any closer than that, because they will not be all that happy. All right, they do like a bit of space amongst them. Where's my other? Oh, here you are. Oh, hello. Okay, dip in. All right, and there it goes. Nice and easy. Okay, label it. These are viburnum. What's the date today? 9th. 9th of the 5th. And in goes your label. All right, and then you give them a good watering. Now, in terms of watering, guys, you can literally just use one of these little guys. Where's my bottle? Here. You can use this. Or a little mister, but most importantly, what you want to do is give it a thorough watering. It is critical at this point here. So if we are going to use a little mister, and the steps from here are pretty simple, guys. So you want to water this, and I've put it into this bucket over here. You want to water it until the water drains out the bottom. And after this first good watering, you either want to put it into like your little mini greenhouse in an area that gets a lot of light, but you've got to keep it well watered. The other thing that you can do is you can get a plastic packet, a see-through plastic packet, okay? Put the packet over, bring it up, tie a knot. Once you've watered, leave it. Forms its own little mini greenhouse. Yeah, you could do that. And then you water less. And within 6 to 8 weeks, how will you know when they've got roots? It's very easy. You grab it and you give it a wee little tug. Not like a rip. Little tug. And you'll feel the resistance. And then you know that they are rooted. And from there, you can take them, put them into a bigger pot. And so you go until they're ready to get into the garden. That is hardwood cuttings, guys. It's really easy. And you can make lots. You can grow lots. Okay, so get out there and do it, because it is a beautiful time to do it in the garden. And to think that what you can get is fantastic. Okay, now, last things that I need you to think about going into the winter period now is remember that it is drier. It most certainly is drier, so you've got to keep an eye on your seedlings that you might just have planted. What am I talking about? Your little punnets of color. When you pop your little punnets of color into the garden beds, please, guys, keep an eye on them daily if you can. The best way, of course, to examine your plants is early in the morning with a cup of coffee. Get out there and have a good look. Very, very important. For those of you, and I'm just going to touch on some different zones. I feel like I'm going to be doing the weather here, but just stay with me. In the Eastern Cape and Western Cape, you started to get some lovely rain. All right, so what you can do now is if you've got patches in the lawn, especially those in the Western Cape areas, it's a great time now to fill your patches, all right, because these seeds enjoy germinating in the cooler temperatures. So whether you've got a patch, whether there's a new area you want to fix. My brother actually just fixed a few patches on his lawn with this exact thing, and it's come up like hair on a dog's back. It's looking fantastic. So whether it's shade, whether it's sun, guys, this will do the job, and it's great for those areas now where you're living, where you're getting the winter rainfall. Okay, wind is still a thing. Down the coast, Eastern Cape, into the Western Cape, wind is still a problem. So if you are planting new plants and you're putting in some shrubs, you do need to protect against the wind. And a cool way and a really inexpensive way of creating a wind barrier is, of course, either a bit of shade cloth or a little bit of weed guard, 2 sticks in the ground, a little bit of your weed guard or your shade cloth or your frost cover across. You can use cable towels to hold it in place, and so you can just move your protection to where you need it. Very, very important. In the Karoo, Northern Cape, guys, especially Karoo area, it's dry and it's cold. Dry, cold is really tough for the garden, so make sure you've mulched. Make sure you water early in the morning, not in the evenings, especially if you're in a frost area, because there your temperatures plummet. Make sure that your plants are protected. KZN Coastal, okay, all the coastal belts, perfect time for gardening, best time. Yes, we are drier, so you're going to have to pay attention, and hopefully your JoJo tanks and every other tank is full of water so that you've got lots to use in the garden. Great time for petunias and, of course, tomatoes, as I mentioned. And then KZN Midlands, okay? That's up here on the blue screen. KZN Midlands, right? It's going to get cold and you get frost. And if you get frost damage anywhere in the country, please stop yourself from removing that frost damage. I know it looks ugly, but just take a pill. Leave the frost damage, because if you get more frost, and if you've removed that, what it's going to do is damage even further good growth. Okay, so just leave it, let it be. All right, guys, finally, if you're still short of inspiration, grab hold of your latest copy of The Gardener and Detainees. Guys, this is an amazing issue. It's now on shelf at your local garden centre. It's for May and June. Tasks in the garden, veggie garden, gardening by the moon, citrus problems, grey plants, a fabulous, fabulous garden that is in one of the toughest areas, with beautiful combinations of succulents and canidoot plants. And this is inspiration between 96 pages. And this is what we actually do for a living, is The Gardener and Detaineed. So if you want advice between 96 pages, it's all here. Grab it at your local retail outlet. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. For those questions that I haven't answered, we'll get to them a little bit later. Remember to check out my YouTube channel for some great content, gardening tips, interesting DIYs, and yeah, get yourself busy in the garden. I know you've got a short list, but you can always put a headlamp on and garden at night. Thank you so much to our sponsors for today's segment, and to all of you for watching. Thank you for your time. God bless you all, and most importantly, happy gardening.
The Gardener Masterclass was proudly brought to you by Stark Airs, the foremost African commercial and home gardening specialists of globally sold premium seed and innovative gardening solutions, growing together for a sustainable future. And the Gardener and Detainee magazines. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips.
If gardening is your passion, digging in the soil is your pleasure, and growing your own food is your mission, we've got a lot in common. Get access to the greatest gardening minds, including yours truly, with The Gardener magazine, filled with the latest gardening trends, inspirational ideas and tips. Available from leading retailers or online at thegardener.co.za. From cover to cover, it's gardening at its best.